This is the Bean, and we're in
Chicago!
Today is day 3, but it's our first full day here in Chicago.
Which we had a great experience at. And after that, we did go thrifting. So we'll show you how that went as well.
But first, we're the Blazing Travelers. We've been to over 40 countries, showing you how to explore the world one PTO at a time and going where the value is, not just where it's cheap. And Illinois is our 35th state. 4 days at eating some of the best places in Chicago and some famous attractions, and a day exploring Western Illinois and Iowa. We actually flew directly into Midway, rented a car at Midway's airport, which was under $30 a day, and headed straight to Iowa. Unfortunately, I lost that SD card, and so I lost all the content, so we're just gonna keep it back up in Chicago, where we went thrifting our very first day in Chicago. You definitely need to hit up Wicker Park if you want some thrifting, shopping, and some trendy donuts and coffee spots. Earlier, I know I mentioned that we rented a car, but honestly, you do not need to rent a car in Chicago. It's very walkable. There's line bikes everywhere. You can take the train or the bus, but we were staying with some relatives which are outside of the city of Chicago by like 35 minutes, so we needed to rent a car in order for us to explore Chicago and the Bean. And like I said, the car rental was less than $30 a day, so it was actually really affordable, and we saved money not having to get a hotel. I will say that parking is expensive in downtown Chicago. It's probably more expensive than in Seattle, which is crazy when you think about it. I think we paid like $7 or $10 per hour to park next to the Bean. It was $40 to pay inside, like to park inside. Even if you just went in and out real quick, you had to pay 40 bucks. Wicker Park is not near downtown, so it was free to park next to one of the parks, but just beware.
So, what do you think about Chicago?
I was telling McKinney that it's probably the top like 3 best skylines in the world for me. And we've been to so many cities in the world.
I personally, we're in Seattle right now, and I think Seattle is a beautiful city, just with the rivers and lakes and all that stuff. Not rivers, lakes and
oceans.
All the little dams and everything that's all around. But this city is already beautiful. We have the lake behind us. We have the Bean, the sculptures, the whole intermix of modern and historical. And we've yet to go to the riverside. So yeah, Chicago has beaches because of Lake Michigan, which is huge. And then there's the riverside. So I'm excited to see what the riverside looks like, but it's beautiful. And I'm a New Yorker and I'm saying that. New York doesn't have lakes running through the middle of Manhattan.
Okay, but it has an ocean.
But it does have, it does have the bays and man-made lakes and all that type of stuff.
So if you've been following us and you know Kat and I, and if you haven't, please subscribe. We really appreciate that. So if you know Kat and I because you've been following us, and if you aren't, please subscribe. We really appreciate it. I found out that Chicago had the 10th best bar in the world. Hundreds of whiskeys downstairs. We love good food, good coffee, and good drinks. So we had to come and try it. Kumiko's a full-service Japanese restaurant, high class, but they have an affordable but really nice bar downstairs.
Google arare, which is puffed rice crackers. And
No. It was on par with the #1 bar in the world in Mexico City, Handshake Speakeasy. We spent under $50, highly recommend. Next we went to Izakaya, and their Wagyu burger was actually recommended by a vegetarian friend. And when a vegetarian recommends you eat some meat, you go try it. And then on the way back, we got lucky and I saw this.
So your friend here made me hop out the car, go to this bakery I saw, because I knew she liked it from New York. I think it's from New York.
It is from New York.
And she always makes a cookie. So I told her I ordered the cookie that she always makes the recipe from to see if it tastes how it's supposed to. So whenever she makes it in the future, I'm going to be judging until she fixes it. So we got the lemon one right now. I love lemon cookies. It's still warm. Oh, lemon white chocolate. This is good.
I know. I can smell it. It smells divine.
$19.25 on 3 cookies.
$19.25.
How's the food coloring? Her face.
I don't know about this.
Really? The fries.
I mean, have you I need like some ketchup or something.
Ketchup.
I know that's against
You about
the
to
rules.
kill.
I know. I'm not killed.
Oh, I can't say that YouTube. You're about to be.
So you know us, totally unexpected. And whenever we say we're gonna stop in one location or one city, one state, we never do. So we are outside of Michael Jackson's family house, the house he grew up in, was born in Gary, Indiana.
We are out here.
We've been in Wisconsin, Indiana, Illinois, and Iowa within 4 or 5 days. But this is country number. Country. But this is city number
34.
34. State number 34. Look, yo, it's early. I haven't had my morning coffee yet. There's no coffee shops open nearby besides like Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's. We might end up heading to National Park just to like go there, see what the beach is like over there, and there's some coffee shops over there. So.
The neighborhood around here, to be honest, driving in here, it made me feel kind of sad. A lot of houses are abandoned, as well as the businesses. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. The population of Gary is like 69,000 or something like that. Definitely is going to be majority African American, but you can tell these are super old houses, probably owned for 70, 80 years. Like, this is the nicest house on the street. It makes sense because Michael Jackson's home. They renovated. The city probably upkeeps it as well because of the visitors that it gets. I don't even think the family's just contributing to this, but these type of neighborhoods in the U.S. are all around, right? These are the neighborhoods where it costs you $50,000 to get a house, sometimes $15,000. Right, looking at Detroit in the worst neighborhoods, it's like $7,000 there, $7,000 in Pennsylvania. Obviously, you fix it up for 10 grand or so, but you don't always have to spend $1 million. Obviously, we live in Seattle, we lived in LA. I'm from New York originally. Those are $1 million houses almost, but yeah, you have this here. The issue with it is that a lot of these places, people move to cities. Like Chicago is an hour and a half away, hour and 15 away. And so people move to bigger cities because of college or because they want increased income. And then they move away. And then the issue is they leave their parents here. And when their parents pass away, they inherit the houses, but they never come back to the houses. So the houses look like this. They burn up in fires, or they just don't renovate it. Sometimes, unfortunately, this is why they say wealth is gone after 1 or 2 generations. Is because sometimes these people get these houses and they're like, I don't want to live there. And then they don't pay the taxes. They don't keep up with it. And then the city comes and confiscates the house, or the house runs down because squatters or just nature, you know, there's tornadoes and stuff in the area. Some of these houses are fire damaged, and then, you know, it just goes back and it becomes to a point where they're like, I just want to get rid of it. And then, yeah, that's it.
Quick little turnaround in Indiana. And so we hadn't really eaten, we hadn't had coffee. So we had another quick little detour about 10 minutes from the border at Grindhouse Specialty Coffee Roaster. You know, we like good coffee, not that generic fast stuff or generic cafes. After visiting the Michael Jackson family house, we stopped for some coffee at Grindhouse Coffee, which is a little chain here, but it's actually pretty good. I got this Los Alfinitos or something like that, some type of Bolivian or Spanish coffee. It doesn't say the origin where it's from, but it's the hot, you know, drip coffee, normal coffee you just come grab and go. But I like when coffee shops use single origin and special brands. This tastes so citrusy and cherry as well, and yeah, pretty good. If you love coffee, I honestly think this region is actually a little bit better than Seattle, because a lot of Seattle's roast is dark roast, whereas when you come stuff like here, when you come to a cafe, they actually like coffee, so they use more medium and medium light roast and a lot of flavor, and it's cheap. So we here buying beans. I'm trying to look for decaf. I haven't seen decaf in coffee shops here. This is Chicago, Iowa, and Indiana. And so I want decaf because I make espresso martinis at night, and I don't want to be high on caffeine trying to go to sleep. So I'm trying to mellow down from that. Fun fact is, even if you can go to sleep at night after caffeine, your heart rate is still probably slightly increased, so you don't allow yourself to get to deep sleep, which is why you don't feel rested after you finish sleeping. I'm someone that could drink coffee and then go to sleep afterwards, so I'm trying to get rid of that because I'm not getting into deep sleep. But let's get back to it. The coffee is really cheap. It's like $18, $17 for a bag versus in Seattle where it's like 26, 24. Even the expensive bags here are like $24, and in Seattle they're like 39 for these like single origin, small farm classification. Where here it's like $10 cheaper. So. And just like that, Indiana became a half-day trip because we saw another antique mall. We had a good experience at an antique mall coming back from Iowa, which I lost the footage. So go check our Instagram because we have an Instagram reel showing us buy some minks. Yep, minks. So let's see what else we can get.
Man, thrifting in this side of the world or the US is crazy. Or you have movies and VHS and DVDs all around me. You have pops right there. So much clothes, so much furniture here. And we're at the Highlands location. Actually, small little pop-up that we found while driving back to actually go to get coffee. It said Antique Mall, exit 2. We were on exit 5, so I was like, let's pull over. It's 4 minutes from where we were at, and we are about 45 minutes outside of Chicago. So far, we spent about a full hour here. And if you know me, I walk pretty fast. I've cleared all the aisles, systemically organized way. Kat's still going. She's probably halfway done through the store. You need like 3 hours to actually look through everything unless you're a speedster like me. But yeah, got some clothes. As you can see, there's games, there's furniture, there's collectibles, sports cards, luxury bags. I don't know if they're real because they're just out there and they're like all $100 to $200, which seems extremely cheap. But yeah, if you're a Chicago Bulls, Notre Dame, Colts, Minnesota Vikings fans, you definitely want to come here because they have all the Chicago sports teams memorabilia as well. You get a lot of jerseys and shirts. Even USC, which is random, but Michael Jordan went there. He's a Chicago Bull, so they sell a lot of UNC stuff here as well. Hopefully I said UNC, not USC earlier. What you got?
Lots of goodies. Really, really cheap too. I'm excited.
So we made it all the way to the Navy Pier. Unfortunately, I got kicked out because I flew the drone from like right there behind me, about 20 feet away. And the security came over and was like, hey, sir, you got to put the drone down. I was like, all right, put the drone. And then he was like, yeah, it's private property. And then that's when I was like, all right, where's the edge of the property? And then so I was like, I put the drone up. I was going to fly over there, but technically I already took the content. So check this out. Totally worth it. I've seen plenty of piers. Kat was able to go. She probably took a few videos. If I wanted to, probably go on Google. I don't necessarily need to see it. Just wanted to come here because this is going to be where the historic Route 66 or the Route 66 is going to be switched to end here. So we've been to Santa Monica. Obviously you lived in California, not that far away from it, but it's switching here. And we actually saw the official end of the historic Route 66, which is like out of commission now, right? But we actually saw that. So we wanted to go from there to here to see where it's going to be in the next few years. Beautiful view of the skyline and the pier, the marina area. You got the cruise ships over there that are pretty much not cruise ships, but the sightseeing tours that go through the river. And so the river leads to this area. And there goes Kat. Whole funny situation. I did know my law, so he was like, yeah, you have to get, and I was like, oh, nope, it's under 249 grams, so I'm good to go. I don't need to get a waiver or a license or anything, but because it is private property, he had the right of way with that. But then I also said, but what about when it comes to professional photos? I'm not taking pictures to sell or anything like that. And he was like, yeah. So I had to leave because there was security, and private property says they have their own rules. But if it's public property, even if it's like government buildings, they'll let you know you can't fly it there. How is it?
You know what? It's actually better than what I remember. I think you're gonna like this.
Thank you.
Right now we're at Millie by Metric. I am drinking espresso cream soda. Surprising because I almost usually always get the flight. This time I'm not getting a flight of a pour over or espresso single origin. This is interesting. I've gotten espresso tonics before, but not a cream soda. It honestly just tastes like an espresso tonic with a little bit of milk in it. But I saved this place months ago, like way before we even planned the trip to Chicago. It was on my feed. I knew I had to go. And so now that we're actually in Chicago, I made it my point to get here. It took about an hour to get here. And so far, so good. And then Kat got this cappuccino right here. You okay if I try it first? Lavender cappuccino. Ooh, that's good. Ooh.
This guy.
Let me give it to Kat now.
I did ask before if it was house-made syrups. That's what made me.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you can hear Kat, but she's asked if it was house-made syrups, and they say yeah. Kat's in love. The coffee is really good.
Yeah, it is.
I'm debating. The bags are way cheaper here, like I said before. It is a $18 or $19 for the blends. The single origins are like $24, $27, whereas in Seattle, that's like $38. But we have so much coffee in our fridge still from Indonesia, a little bit from the Philippines. We're finishing our Thailand bag right now. I believe we have one more bag from Laos as well. None from Hawaii. We have a bag from Australia. There were like 5 or 6 bags, about 3 months of coffee left. But I want to finish those before getting another one. We're almost done with our decaf. And so we only have a half bag of decaf left. So I'm thinking about getting the decaf. The decaf here is a pink bourbon, which is a really good coffee. It is $27 though. So I do $18 to get the regular one or $27 for the decaf, which would be the best tasting decaf I've ever had before, based on the variety that they use. Kat's giving me faces.
I am.
Right now, I'm at Chicago's Doghouse, as you can see behind me, and I am not trying the regular Chicago dog. I did that the other day. Today, I was really aiming for the rattlesnake and rabbit. Yes, you heard that right. Rattlesnake and rabbit. But today, they didn't have that. They forgot to update the menu. Next best thing, alligator. You have an alligator hot dog. Let me get this right. They got the spicy peppers and everything on it. It already has chilies inside of it. It doesn't taste anything special, as in it doesn't taste different than a regular hot dog, like an all beef hot dog. It is way better than that Chicago dog I had from Portillos the other day. I keep wanting to say Portillos because I'm used to LA Spanish culture, but it's Portillos because it's Italian in Chicago. $14, almost $15 after tax.
Trying this.
Show us the sandwich again.
It's good. It's really good. It's hot. It's good.
Oh no, that's subpar to me. The Italian beef tasted better, but that's like the low end on Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had. Even Old Charlie's Philly cheesesteaks is better than that one. I think so.
Maybe because I'm just hungry.
That's probably why.
So I actually had to take this to go. Right now we're heading to the Capital One Cafe because, like I keep having to tell y'all, we work jobs. Kat is on work right now. I'm taking the day off. Land at 12 o'clock at midnight tonight, or tomorrow morning, I guess. And then I basically have to go straight to work the next day. The good thing I don't have to go to work till 2, but now that I'm eating this hot dog, it's actually a really good hot dog. This is one of the best hot dogs I've actually had. The caramelized onion ties it all together. The heat from the peppers, the heat from the sausage itself.
If this hot dog was like $9, I'll probably eat it all the time. With $14, I can get a lot more food for my buck. I don't know how the fries is, but this is one of the better hot dogs and sausages I've had. It's a sausage, but it tastes more hot dog-like than anything. Chicago's Doghouse. There's 3 locations, and they alternate the gourmet hot dogs, the sausages every so often. And so they had rattlesnake and rabbit, they had deer, they had duck, they had, I don't know if they had deer, they had duck. Now they have alligator as their main specialty, and the other location has duck. I probably should have went and got the duck because it's duck sausage, which I'm guessing tastes closer to chicken sausage. So I actually prefer the alligator. The duck one is $13.25 and alligator is $14.25, but you made it. Capital One Lounge, travel perks, baby. This trip actually didn't start in Chicago. For the first 2 days, we spent that in Ebook, Iowa. So we landed in Illinois, went straight to Iowa, which is about 4.5 hours away. But on the way, we had a pit stop to an hour outside of the city because I needed to find some cowboy boots that I've been searching for forever in Washington. Day 2, or should I say night 2, brought us back to Illinois, but we had our first stop in Galena, but we had to shoot a little bit more content. So like I said, we're making this trip absolutely free. Afterwards, we headed back to Chicago, or the outskirts of Chicago, where we stayed in Elgin with some friends and family, which is about a 45-minute drive from Chicago. By the way, why do people do this? People say, oh, I have relatives in Chicago, or I live in Chicago. And you live 50 minutes outside of the city. From the downtown area, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. We use no tolls. So stop saying that. I actually live in Seattle. I live in the city now. But before, when people ask me how was Seattle, I would have to tell them, honestly, I don't know, because I just go every other weekend or so. Because we live 35 minutes north of the city. Stop saying you live in the city if you don't live in the city. But Kat refreshed my mind and fix everything and said, oh, my mom didn't actually say they lived in Chicago. She said they lived in Elgin, which is where we're staying. And then ever since then, we've been back in Chicago.
After dropping Cat off, I wanted to do some solo exploration because Chicago is a unique city, has some good history, some good architecture. I wanted to see the buildings, some artwork, and visit some of the museums in the area. And so I was surprised when I saw that the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago actually had a free museum you can visit. It is 100% free to enter. You do need your ID, and if you're not a citizen of the US, you need your passport. No photos in the lobby because it is a federal building. So this is actually a first for me. This is talking about the Vietnam War and some of the currencies used. And I didn't know that they actually had a whole separate money or currency for military members. Like, it doesn't even say US dollar, and it says military payment certification or military payment certificate. Obviously, these weren't used to like buy stuff in the US or in foreign currencies. This was probably just used on military bases, like I said, and between military people buying souvenirs from each other, sketch magazines, food, cigarettes, stuff like that. But that's what they use. It was a cool experience. I actually learned a lot. You got to play some interactive games. You can see more of that on my Instagram reels, where there's more games I showed on that. But I learned that money has cotton and linen in it, so not just paper, and that they also gave free shredded money, which is pretty cool. This was our last day, and I wanted to go touch the lake, and so I went to North Avenue Beach to put my foot in the water, touch, and also experience what the beach is here, which I had a controversial post on beach and lake and ocean, and it was crazy, but a lot of people were running. It was pretty beautiful. But yeah, more on what we did in the other areas of Illinois on our Instagram. Click right here if you want to see what we did in Louisiana, our 36th state.